Good evening, and thank you for joining us today for this very special Candlelight experience created by Fever, the leading platform for entertainment discovery. Candlelight was born with a clear objective to make cultural experiences more accessible. With this in mind, Candlelight is present in over 300 cities all around the world, where millions of guests have enjoyed a wide variety of programs featuring works from the most well known classical music to more contemporary music. We would like to remind you that all phones must be silenced during the concert, and photos and videos can only be taken during the final piece and without flash, as indicated by our musicians. We also kindly request that all personal conversations are put on hold until the end of the performance out of respect for the musicians and those around us. If you would like to take a little piece of magic home with you, be sure to stop by our table on your way out, where you can find the very same candles glowing on stage. And if you haven't had a chance to take a photo by candlelight yet, don't forget to stop by our photo setup to get that taken. Once again, here at Fever, we thank you for joining us and we hope you will enjoy this candlelight experience. Please give a round of applause to the Stesso String Quartet who will be performing tonight.
Well-Lit Thursday evening. We are so excited to have you guys here. We are hoping to put a little bit of Christmas spirit into everyone's hearts and candlelit Christmas spirit. But I personally love the holiday seasons. I feel like I'm Delilah right now. Like this is me being Delilah. But I love everything about it. Like I like the feelings that I get. I love all the Christmas songs. As soon as Thanksgiving happens, like that is all I listen to on my radio whenever I'm going somewhere. It's just Christmas music. And this is going to be some of your favorite Christmas tunes. It's certainly some of our favorite Christmas tunes, and we just hope that it's just such a lovely evening for everyone. We of course started with Joy to the World, which is actually based on a poetic interpretation of Psalm 98, which is more about like the second coming of Christ than it is like the first one. What do you think? It's a great one. Yes, Joy to the World rocks. My little two kids, I have two little kids and they both play violin, and that was like one of their first ones they wanted to learn. They love it so much. And then for our next selection, the mic does not like me and it goes in and out. It's a little bit haunted, but so the next four carols, the first one will be the French carol, O Holy Night, which is just one of the most magical carols of all. And we're actually going to follow it with another French carol, Ding Dong Merrily on High. And then we will move to one that might be lesser known, but if you're kind of like a music nerd like me, it's one of your favorites, In the Bleak Midwinter. I love that one. And it's actually by Gustav Holst, who's the guy who wrote The Planets, if you know The Planets, but it's such a great, really, it's one for feeling the season and feeling like the wintry sort of coldness of it. I love it. And then we'll end with a really sort of fun, jazzy version of Good King Wenceslas, which is another one of my favorites. And I think, especially kids these days do not know Good King Wenceslas, but I know it, and they sung it on Love Actually, which means it counts. It's still relevant. So, but it's like this crazy tune from this Duke of Bohemia that was like, he reigned from like 907 to like 935. And he was like Vaclav the Good, and he was declared king, and he was like a martyr, and it talks like about him like braving the harsh winter, which I didn't know any of that before we started playing these carols, but yeah, I absolutely love that carol. So enjoy these next four. Thanks for spending your night with us.
Thanks so much, everyone. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you, and happy holidays, happy New Year. It's all coming so quickly our way. I'll introduce the next few Christmas carols we'll play, but first I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the quartet that's playing for you tonight. So you've already met her, and I'm sure you love her already as we do. Please give a round of applause to our violinist, Teresa. And another round of applause for our violinist, Jeanette. And our cellist tonight is Steph. And I am Kim, and I'm playing viola. So I think we all have this in common, probably, but I love Christmas time. And I have some really sweet memories of growing up. I think Christmas is so special during our childhood. There can be so many memories associated with it. But my mom is a pianist, and a lot of my family members and all of our friends growing up have been musicians. And my mother would throw this big party every year called the wassail party, the wassail party. You might have heard this song, Here We Come A-Wassailing. I don't know, it's not that popular, but my mom would make this big pot on the stove of this alcoholic drink called wassail. That's a real thing. And so every year we'd have, gather in the kitchen and drink wassail and sing all these Christmas carols around the piano. So I just think that's such a nice memory for me to remember, like just singing carols at my house with all of my friends and family. And now I still get to do that today with my friends on stage doing all these Christmas carols. So I'll introduce the next few. Next we're going to play Deck the Hall. Deck the Hall with Boughs of Holly. So this is more a celebration of all the Christmas decorations, which we're in the midst of it right now, these beautiful Christmas decorations. And then after that, and I'll just say this arrangement that we're going to play is by a group of European musicians based in Sweden, and they're called the Little Venice Ensemble. So if you like our Deck the Hall, go look up the Christmas album by Little Venice Ensemble. It's really good. If you want to hear more string quartet Christmas stuff after you leave. Then we'll play a gentle, peaceful carol describing Bethlehem on a very special night, O Little Town of Bethlehem. And then the next one in the set is The First Noel, the French tune published in 1823. Isn't that amazing how these carols have lasted all these years and all these generations of people, and we're still listening to the same carols that our ancestors also listened to during this time of year. It's so special. So thank you. I hope you enjoy our next set.
as beloved as it is mine, 12 Days of Christmas. This is always one every season. I used to teach a lot, where I'd tell the kids, please don't start this one, because then it's an earworm, and then it turns into 12 Days of Christmas, 14 Days of Christmas, 50, and then the whole month you're just still singing 12 Days of Christmas. This is, I think this is a jazzy, really cool arrangement that we have, so I hope you like this one. And then after that, we'll be God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, possibly the oldest song in our program, dating all the way back to the 16th century, followed by the beautiful Silent Night. This also is a very meaningful carol to me because as a musician, this is a very, very busy time of year. If you don't know this, the Nutcracker is always happening at this time of year. Like for the entire month of December, there's lots of church services that we play at, and we do a lot of Christmas Eve gigs as well. And this is a beautiful way to end Christmas Eve or bring in Christmas Day at midnight. I used to play at St. James Episcopal, if anybody's familiar with that church downtown, and they always do candlelight outside, kind of like this, and there's just people singing a cappella, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world. So I hope you enjoy this next set.
introduce the next three. This one, what was the... Good King Compliance, was that was, or it was God Rest. Okay. The whole reason I even brought that up is because this might be the second oldest. Sorry, I made a big deal out of nothing. So the next one we're going to play is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So that is actually an English carol from 1739. The lyrics are actually by someone named Charles Wesley. Then about close to 100 years later, a British organist adapted a movement from Felix Mendelssohn's Festgesang as the tune of Hark the Herald. So the words are original, but the music itself is not. Funny enough though, Mendelssohn's Festgesang is actually, okay, this is very obscure, is actually a cantata written to celebrate the 400th anniversary of printing with movable type. So nothing to do with business at all. However, it's a really great tune. This is a very beloved carol. So just a little fun fact for you. After that, we'll play Away in a Manger. Again, another very popular and well-known carol. Also very old, it's been around since the late 1800s. Funny enough, it was originally thought to have been written by Martin Luther. However, it is now thought to be American in origin, so go US. And then after that, we'll play, okay, after that, we will play O Christmas Tree, or O Tannenbaum, a German Christmas song. Funny enough, similarly to Hark the Herald, this was actually not a holiday song. The lyrics are about the fir tree, which is what Tannenbaum means. It actually refers to the fir's evergreen quality as a symbol of faithfulness and constancy. So of the next three that we're going to play, two of them actually had nothing to do with the holidays. So hope you enjoy. I'm going to announce, oh, now it's working, of course. I'm going to announce one more song. This is Angels We Have Heard on High. The tune is actually the hymn Gloria, which I think was actually also from Ding Dong Merrily on High. Gloria is a traditional French song which has been around since the 1800s, so another older one. So hope you enjoy.
And after that, we'll also play a beloved Green Sleeves, which is one of my favorites. Even from when I was a kid, I always loved that one so much. you can take all the photos and videos you want. You just can't have any flash is the only request. But we are truly so glad that you chose to spend your night with us. There are so many wonderful and fun things, tacky light tours to do in Richmond. And we just love that you spent your night with live musicians, and thank you for supporting live music in Richmond. We are all from Richmond, and we really appreciate being able to put on shows like this, and they don't let you do that unless people show up. So thank you for showing up. We're so glad you're here.
Woo!
And if you like meeting musicians, we do like meeting audiences, so we'll be hanging out by the exits as you leave, so feel free to stop by and say hi, tell us if it's your birthday. Do we have birthdays here? Anybody?
Woo!
Oh, happy birthday! We just did a show right before this at 6:30, and it was the entire place's birthday. When I asked that, it was like, everybody was like, it's me! I was like, whoa! It's literally like 200 people's birthday. Also, if you were thinking to yourself, like, wow, I am so happy that I came tonight, I love these musicians, I'm just really sad because there's no possible way that I can leave them a tip. Well, don't worry, we knew you were gonna think that, so we prepared. So there are baskets as we're leaving, violin cases, anything that looks like it's a place for money for a musician is. It accepts cash, and of course Venmo codes and Cash App and all of those things. But the biggest thing is really that you guys came, but we really do love anything else you want to give us. We will not turn you down. Our last song that we will play is a Ukrainian carol, and it is one of the greats. It is Carol of the Bells. And if you clap even a little bit, there may or may not be a secret encore right afterwards. So enjoy your final selection tonight.
from our heart to yours, a way to send you off into the night. Thank you guys so much for coming.